All right, let's talk about two of the biggest names in cloud automation, Terraform and Ansible. If you've ever looked at these massive cloud applications and wondered, how on earth do they build and manage all that stuff so smoothly? Well, you're about to meet the dynamic duo that makes it all happen. Let's get into it.
I mean, think about for a second. Building anything in the cloud means you're juggling virtual machines, network, storage, all these countless configurations. It's just incredibly complex. So who are the master builders that bring order to all this chaos? It turns out it's not just one tool, but a team of two specialists working together.
So first up in our deal, let's meet the architect. This is Terraform. And just like a real-world architect who draws up the detailed blueprint for a house before anyone even thinks about laying a single brick, Terraform is the one who designs the blueprint for our entire digital infrastructure.
So what does that actually mean? Well, Terraform is what we call an infrastructure as code tool. This means instead of clicking around in a web browser to set things up, you actually write down your entire cloud setup, your servers, your databases, your networks, all of it in a special language. That whole process is called provisioning. And in our house analogy, provisioning is the actual construction phase, right? It's laying the foundation, putting up the walls, adding the roof, all based on that architect's blueprint. So Terraform's job really breaks down into a few key things. It's responsible for creating those fundamental resources, like virtual machines and networks. And what's really cool is it can do this across different clouds, whether you're on AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud. Its blueprint is what we call declarative, which is just a fancy way of saying you describe the end result you want. Like, hey, I want a server with these exact specs, and Terraform figures out how to make it happen. And this is crucial. It tracks every single thing it builds in something called a state file, so it always has a perfect record of your infrastructure. It's like its memory. And the architect follows this really methodical workflow. First, you run init to get the workspace ready. Then plan is like a final review. It shows you exactly what's about to be built, changed, or even removed before you commit. Apply is the command that makes it all real. It executes the plan. And destroy is just as powerful. It can tear everything down cleanly. This is amazing for things like temporary testing environments that you don't need to keep around forever.
Okay, but a house isn't really a home without the plumbing, the electricity, and all the furniture, right? The structure is there, but now you got to make it functional. And that brings us to the second hero in our story, Ansible, the system configurator. Ansible is an automation tool that basically takes over right where Terraform leaves off. Its job is to configure everything inside the infrastructure that Terraform just built. Think of it as the specialist who comes in after the house is built to install the operating system, all the necessary software, and the specific applications that need to run on those brand new servers. So if Terraform uses a blueprint, Ansible uses a super detailed to-do list called a playbook. This playbook gives step-by-step instructions. Install this web server, then configure that database, then deploy this piece of code. It's not just for the first setup either. It's perfect for ongoing stuff like managing software patches. And one of Ansible's best features is that it's agentless. That means it doesn't need any special software installed on the servers it manages. It just connects using the standard, secure SSH protocol to get all its work done. Pretty neat. Okay, so we've met our architect and our configurator. They both play in the world of automation, but their skills are fundamentally different. Let's put them side by side and really see how this tale of two tools unfolds. This right here. This gets to the absolute heart of it. Terraform handles provisioning, that's creating the raw infrastructure. Ansible handles configuration management, that's installing and setting up software on that infrastructure. Terraform is declarative, it focuses on the end state, the what. Ansible is procedural, it focuses on the step-by-step process, the how. It's really the difference between saying, I want a two-story house, versus handing someone a manual that details, here's exactly how to install the kitchen sink. This also highlights a key idea in DevOps. Terraform is great for creating immutable infrastructure. If you need a change, you just build a new server from scratch. Ansible, on the other hand, is a master of mutable infrastructure, making changes to an existing server, like updating a piece of software.
So you see, this isn't really a story of versus at all. It's actually a story about collaboration. The real power here doesn't come from choosing one over the other. It comes from understanding how they form this incredibly powerful partnership.
So here's what it looks like when they work together. It's a simple 1-2 punch. Step 1, Terraform, our architect, builds the core structure, the servers, the networks, the storage. Step 2, Ansible, our configurator, comes right in behind it to furnish the place. It installs the web server, sets up the database, and deploys your application code onto the servers that Terraform just created.
So, as we start to wrap up this explainer, what's the one big idea you should walk away with? What's the main takeaway from all of this?
It's this simple. Honestly, if you forget everything else, just remember this one thing. Terraform builds the house. Ansible furnishes it. One creates the structure, and the other makes it a fully functional home for your application. That simple analogy is really the key to understanding their distinct but totally complementary roles.
Look, Terraform and Ansible have completely revolutionized how we build in the cloud. But as technology, especially AI, just keeps accelerating, it leaves us with a really fascinating question. What's next for this dynamic duo? How are they going to evolve to handle the even more complex and intelligent systems that are coming our way? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.